Hey Monique, thank you for coming in today. It's really great that you reached out and, we're having this session today and, I'm glad you're here. I kind of just wanted to know what brings you in today.
So, well, I just felt so much better after our last session, and, you know, it helps me feel better, but I know that there's still stuff that I need to work through, especially stuff like about with my mom and my relationship with my mom. It's just, I mean, I'm an adult, but I still feel very much like how I did when I was a little kid, and just kind of feeling like not good enough for her, or like not meeting her standards. And it still hurts me. It hurts me the way that it used to hurt me when I was 8 years old, and she just wasn't impressed with nothing that I could do seemed like it was, good with her.
Yeah. And from the last time that we talked till now, do you feel like there's been any type of adjustment, any type of difference? I know that the last time we kind of went over some key ideas or new things to try out while you're in interaction with your mother. Has anything changed within that time period?
Well, I feel like I tried, kind of being more honest with her and kind of having more boundaries. So if I brought up something and she had like a rude remark to me, I was better about like, okay, well, you know what? I'm not gonna go and see you and visit you if you're already treating me poorly. I'm doing that boundary for me. And I feel like that has helped me, and I know it's the functional thing to do. I just feel like she doesn't respond well to that. I think she doesn't like things not, I don't think she likes being out of control. I think it bothers her that I'm doing things that I can control. I can't control the crappy way she treats me, but I can control how I spend my time.
Correct.
And, I'm busy, I'm a mom, I'm married, I'm in grad school. I don't want to spend my time knowing it's going to be a negative experience,
And
but
I get you, and I am so sorry that you're going through this right now. And the great thing about therapy is being able to talk it out, and also just being able to express how you feel. Because I know at times you're not able to express those feelings to your mother. I kind of just wanted to revisit. I know the last that we also talked, you said that there was kind of a barrier between you guys where you kind of didn't feel, the actual love from her, and you were kind of just feeling really disconnected with her. I just want to know from the time now, from then to now, like, what are your feelings? Do you feel like the last time we talked, I know it helped you a little bit, but do you feel better being able to talk it out, with me?
I do. I feel better because it's helped me understand that I am enough, and I do have worth just in myself. And I feel like with my mom, my worth was always measured on what I did for her. Everything else was kind of irrelevant, and if I was busy doing other things and not doing stuff for her, I could see that my value to her just would get smaller and become diminished. And then that would make me feel this big, where I feel like with our therapy, I've learned to not let her irrational opinion of me affect how I really see myself and how I view myself. So that's been really helpful for me. I still feel like I crave a closeness with her. And I don't know if I'll ever get what I really want with her, but I know I can connect with myself and be there for myself, and then confide. I have other sources of support. So I've just learned I may not ever be able to win her over, and I have to be okay with that, I guess. And I think that that's been a big change for me, because I think when we started therapy, I don't think that ever crossed my mind. I think it was, what can I do to get satisfaction from this mother-daughter relationship?
Do you feel, knowing that you have your son in the picture, do you feel like the only reason why your mother is in your life is because of your son. Obviously, she's the grandmother of your son.
Yes, and I think that played, I think the guilt, I think she would use that as like, she could treat me like crap and I would still come over and visit and bring my son and things like that. I think she didn't think about that ever being off the table. But, and I don't want my son to not have a relationship with her. I know how much she loves him and he, you know, he really loves her, but I've learned it's not just a given that you get to spend time. Show me you're a good person. Be a good person to me. And the other part of the coin is that I'm fearful that she might make him feel the way she made me feel. You know, because I do recognize some patterns, some of the things that she says to him, she used to say to me. And then that kind of warped me to think, okay, I need to be perfect in this, you know, overachieve in this, and be a little doer and a servicer. You know, that's how I get my worth here, and I don't want that for my son, and that's certainly not how I parent him. You know.
Have you thought at all about, you know, having a one-on-one conversation with your mom and just being like, hey mom, I kind of just want to talk something out? Because I do know a lot of times that when you guys are having these certain types of interactions, they tend to exceed to, you know, yelling or arguing. Have you ever had or do you have the barrier to have that opportunity to actually talk to her and be like, hey mom, this is how I'm feeling, can we sit down and talk about it?
I would like that. I feel like that's really in line with what I'm realizing a goal for me is. I think I have let past situations, the past situations would tell myself, this will not work with her. You cannot talk with her or she'll do a slew of the things that she's done before. Hang up on me, walk out on me, slam the door, you know, cuss me out, argue, and then not talk to me for, you know, 2 months or something like that. But I think a goal for me would be to almost plan that out with her and say, I would love to have this conversation with you. I hope you would consider having this conversation with me in a real conversation. And I don't know, maybe it's something I'd need to do in a therapy room. I don't know, you know. But that would be, if it went well, I could see the benefit of it, but I'm fearful that it wouldn't go well and then I'm left stranded, abandoned, neglected.
Do you feel like you have anybody in your family to actually sit down with you just so they can manage, you know, making sure that things actually won't, you know, exceed to yelling or exceed to, you know, saying things that shouldn't be said out loud?
I feel like my dad would probably be the closest, but that's still not a guarantee that she won't fly off the rails if she hears something or if she feels a certain way. I think she's just very hypersensitive to being accountable for certain things, you know. I feel like if I say, hey, when you reacted this way, it made me feel like this. I don't get a lot of like empathy or real, I'm sorry that I made you feel that way. It's more like she's super defensive. I don't need to deal with this. If you're going to be like this, I don't need to be around you, or don't be around me, and then that's it. So that's the kind of stuff that's made it difficult, you know, for me. So I don't know. I'm almost wondering if it does need to be like we have a therapy session together, you know.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah.
What I want, you know, our time is coming up, but I do want you to self-reflect on, you know, the things that you've expressed to me today. I would like you to, you know, visit with your dad, see what he thinks about, because obviously, you know, he's your number one supporter. Obviously, you go to him, you talk to him about, you know, these issues that you're having with your mom. I would just like you to, you know, talk it out with him, you know, see how he feels, test out, you know, that atmosphere. You know, if he thinks it's a bad idea, obviously me and you will be able to revisit this conversation. But just remember, I'm here to support you. You know, do have a lot of faith that you're eventually going to get through this, and you'll be able to cross that barrier with your mom. And yeah, we will get to that the next time. Is there anything else you wanted to go over or have any questions today?
No. See, I already feel better just even getting through this part. Thank you for everything and listening. So I appreciate it.
Of course.
All right, I'll see you later.
Mm-hmm.